Let me ask you something. When you got your job offer, maybe it was 55,000, maybe 70,000, maybe 85,000. What number did you see in your head? Be honest. You probably saw the full amount, right? You thought, I am making 70,000 a year. You did the mental math. That is almost 6,000 a month. You felt like you'd finally made it. So here's the question most people avoid asking. If you are making 70,000 a year, why does your bank account always feel empty? Why are you checking your balance before buying groceries? Why does one unexpected car repair feel like a crisis? Today, I am going to show you exactly what happens to your money. Not in theory, not with vague percentages. We're going to follow every single dollar from the moment it appears on your offer letter to the moment it vanishes from your account. And you are going to see why the number on your pay stub and the number in your actual life are two completely different things. Let's say you just landed a job, making 72,000 a year. When you see that number, your brain automatically divides by 12. That is 6,000 a month. And 6,000 a month sounds like plenty. It sounds like financial security. But here is what you are never going to see, that full 72,000, because between the offer letter and your bank account, there is a series of deductions that most people never fully calculate. Let's start with taxes. If you are living in a state like Texas, with no state income tax, that is actually best case scenario, you still have federal income tax, Social Security, and Medicare. Here is the breakdown. Federal income tax on 72,000 for a single filer is roughly 8,900 after the standard deduction. Social Security tax is 6.2 of your gross income, about 4,460. Medicare tax is 1.45, about 1,044. Total taxes, approximately 14,400. Your 72,000 is now 57,600. That is 4,800 a month, not 6,000. Right out of the gate, you've lost 20 of what you thought you were making. If you lived in California or New York, add another 3,000 to 4,000 in state taxes. Your take home drops to about 4,500 a month. But let's stick with the 4,800 scenario, because I want to be generous. You think you are making 6,000 a month. You are actually taking home 4,800. The gap between those two numbers is where the stress begins. Alright, you've got 4,800 hitting your account every month. Now, let's talk about where it actually goes. There are three massive expenses that consume most people's income: housing, transportation, and food. Housing. You've got a one-bedroom apartment in a decent area. Not luxury, not downtown. Just normal. Rent is $1,650. Utilities, electric, water, internet, add another $180. Renter's insurance, $25. Total housing, $1,855 per month. You just spent 38.6 of your take home pay on a place to sleep. Transportation, you need a car. Public transit doesn't work for your commute. So you bought a used Toyota, certified pre-owned. Seemed responsible. Cost was $24,000, financed over 5 years at 6.5 interest. Monthly payment, $472. Car insurance, $185. Gas, driving about 12,000 miles a year, $160. Maintenance, occasional repairs, $100. Total transportation, $917 per month. That is another 19 of your take home. Between housing and transportation, you've spent $2,772. You've got $2,028 left. Food, you try to cook at home most nights, but you also grab lunch at work twice a week because eating a sad desk sandwich gets old. You go out on weekends because that is what people do. Groceries, $350. Eating out and lunches, $280. Coffee runs, a few times a week, $50. Total food, $680 per month. You are now at $3,452 in expenses. You have $1,348 left. And we haven't even gotten to the part where you actually live your life yet. You've got $1,348 left from your $4,800 take home. That still sounds decent, right? Let's keep going. Phone payment and cell plan, $120. Gym membership you swore you'd use, 60. Streaming services Netflix, Spotify, HBO, 38. Random subscription, you forgot to cancel, 10. Subscriptions total, 228. You are at 3,680. You've got 1,120 left. Now, student loans. You graduated with 38,000 in federal loans. Standard 10. Your repayment plan means 395 per month. You are now at 4,075. You have 725 left. $725. That is what remains of your 72,000 salary after taxes and basic adult expenses. But we're still not done. Because you are a human being living in the world. Haircuts every month or two, 35. Clothes occasionally, work clothes wear out, 80. Social life, birthdays, drinks, occasional trips, 200. Personal care items, toothpaste, laundry soap, 40. Healthcare premium and co-pays, 120. Random Amazon purchases, 60. That is another 535. Total monthly expenses, 4,610. Take-home pay, 4,800. Amount remaining, 190. So let's pause and take stock. You make 72,000 a year. That is a good salary. That is more than the median household income in most American cities. And after all your expenses, none of which are extravagant, you've got 190 a month left. That is 2,280 a year. If you are incredibly disciplined, if you have a quiet month with zero emergencies, over 5 years of perfect consistency, 11,400 in savings. You've been working full-time since you were 22. You are now 27. You've earned approximately 320,000 in gross income. Your net worth, maybe 18,000 if we include a small 401. You captured less than 6 of your earnings as wealth. The other 94 evaporated into the cost of existing. And here is the thing, you are doing everything right. You are not gambling. You are not buying luxury items. You are not taking expensive vacations. You are living a completely normal, moderate, middle-class lifestyle. And you are barely staying afloat. Now let's talk about what happens when life happens. That 190 buffer, it is an illusion. Car needs new tires, 600. 3 months of savings gone. Dental filling, 300. Another month and a half. Laptop dies, 800. One moderately bad month wipes out half a year of progress. 4 months erased. This is why 40 of Americans can't cover a 400 emergency without borrowing money. It is not irresponsibility. It is that the math doesn't work. Now let me show you what happens when someone sees this system clearly and opts out. Let's say there is someone else. We'll call him Jod, who graduated the same year. Similar degree, similar 70,000 salary. But Jod's financial life looks completely different. Not because he earns more. Because he made 3 decisions in his first year after college. Decision 1, Jod got a roommate. Instead of paying $1,650 for a 1-bedroom, Jod rented a 2-bedroom with a friend and paid $900. Monthly savings, $750. Decision 2, Jod kept his old car. Instead of financing a newer car, Jod kept driving his 2014 Honda Civic from college. It has got 130,000 miles, faded paint, broken radio, but it runs. No car payment, cheaper insurance, lower total transportation costs, monthly savings compared to the 472 payment, 532. Decision 3. Jod attacked his student loans. Instead of the standard 395 payment, Jod paid 1,200 per month. How? Because decisions 1 and 2 freed up 1,282 monthly. He put 1,000 toward loans and kept 282. Result, Jod paid off 38,000 in student loans in 3 years instead of 10. After 3 years, that 1,200 monthly payment disappeared. The money became completely free. Fast forward to today, 5 years after graduation. Standard path net worth, 18,000. Monthly margin, 190. Student loans remaining 27,000. Still paying $395 month for 5 more years. Jod's path, net worth, 95,000. Monthly margin, 1,500. Student loans 0. Investing 1,200 month into index funds. Same starting point. Same salary range. Jod has 5 times the wealth and 8 times the monthly margin. Not because he is smarter. Because he understood what the first person didn't. Here is what nobody tells you when you graduate. The normal lifestyle, your own place, reliable car, going out, having stuff that makes you look successful is designed to consume almost exactly 100 of your after-tax income. Not 80, not 90, almost exactly 100. This isn't coincidence. Rent, car payments, food costs, insurance, everything has been calibrated over decades to match what the average person can afford. Landlords charge what the market can bear. Car dealerships maximize monthly payments. Every expense finds its level based on what people earn. This is why making more money often doesn't solve the problem. If you got a raise to 85,000, your take-home increases by about 650 monthly. You'd feel like you finally had breathing room. Within 6 months, your lifestyle would expand to consume most of that 650. Nicer apartment, better car, more dinners out. This is lifestyle inflation. It is why people making 150,000 often feel as broke as people making 60,000. Your expenses rise to meet your income unless you consciously prevent it. The trap isn't that you don't earn enough. The trap is that normal is constantly recalibrated to extract whatever you earn. The only way out is to reject normal. Jod rejected normal. Roommate at 27 when friends had their own places. A car that embarrassed him sometimes. Saying no to trips and purchases everyone else seemed to afford. For 3 years, he lived significantly below his means. The payoff, at 27, Jod has options. He could quit tomorrow and live off savings for a year. Take a lower-paying job he is excited about without stress. Move cities, travel, handle a medical crisis without panic. The standard path doesn't allow any of that. One missed paycheck and you are in trouble. That is the real cost of normal. Not just the money. The freedom you give up. Let me show you what this looks like over 30 years. Standard path. Continue the current pattern. Modest raises that keep pace with inflation. Save 1,500 annually when possible after emergencies. Over 30 years, total gross earnings, approximately 2.6 million. Net worth at age 57, about 150,000. Wealth captured, 5.7 of lifetime earnings. The other 94.3 disappeared into rent payments and existing. Jod's path, lived below means for 3 years, then continued. Invested 1,200 monthly while paying debt, then 1,800 monthly after same 2.6 million in lifetime earnings. Net worth at age 57, approximately 1.8 million. Wealth captured, nearly 70. Same income, wildly different outcome. At 57, the standard path still requires work. 150,000 generates maybe 6,000 yearly. Complete dependence on employment and social security. Jod at 57 is financially independent. 1.8 million generates 72,000 yearly in passive income. Work becomes optional. The decisions you make in your 20s don't just affect your 20s. They compound across your entire life. Every dollar spent on solo living instead of roommates cost roughly 8 in retirement wealth. Every month of car payments cost thousands in future freedom. And most people don't realize this is happening until they're 45 and still living paycheck to paycheck. Here is the question you need to ask yourself. Not can I afford this? Because the system makes almost anything feel affordable on monthly payments. The real question is, what is this actually costing me? When you are choosing between 1,200 place with a roommate and 1,800 one bedroom, you are not deciding on 600 monthly. You are deciding on 7,200 yearly. Invested at 7 over 30 years, that decision is worth 730,000. You are not choosing between apartments. You are choosing between an apartment and $750,000. When you finance a 28,000 car instead of buying an 8,001 in cash, the payment difference is 450 monthly. Over 30 years invested, that is 545,000. You are choosing between a car and over $500,000 in wealth. Every financial decision trades now for later. Comfort today for freedom tomorrow. Looking successful versus being wealthy. And nobody shows you the later part. The car salesman doesn't mention the 450 payment costs, 545,000 in lifetime wealth. You need to see the math clearly. The number on your offer letter is not the number in your life. Normal is designed to consume every dollar and leave you with nothing. You have a choice. Live below your means. Eliminate debt aggressively. Invest the difference. Reject lifestyle inflation. Reject the pressure to look successful. Your 70,000 salary isn't 70,000. After taxes 53,000. After rent 33,000. After your car 22,000. After everything, almost nothing. Unless you choose differently. If this changed how you see your paycheck, consider subscribing. Maybe it'll save you a decade of wondering why you feel broke, despite doing everything right.